Hi students, let's go on with the next and the last module of modal auxiliaries. Now, we have seen the functions of all modal auxiliaries. We have seen different functions of modal auxiliaries, and we have also seen that a modal auxiliary has many functions. Similarly, a particular function or a mode can be expressed by different modal auxiliaries. So students, let's see this with examples, something that we've already studied earlier. Polite request, we saw polite request. It was there in 3 different types of modal auxiliaries. So it is expressed with modal auxiliaries could, will, would. Let's take the examples which we've already studied. Could you help me carry this box? Polite request. Will you help me with my homework? And would you lend me something? So we can see that polite request is expressed by could, will, and would. Suggestion can be expressed with modal auxiliaries could, shall, should. Let's see the examples that we had taken. We could go to Imagica for a picnic. Then, shall we go for a picnic this weekend? And you should practice regularly. All the 3 can be used for suggestion. Permission can be expressed with the modal auxiliaries can, could, may. Let's go to the examples. Can I borrow your car for a day? Remember, this was the first one that we did. It showed permission. Could I speak to the officer for a minute? And may I leave early today? Permission. Next one. Obligation can be expressed with modal auxiliaries should, must, and ought to. So here, students, let's see the examples that we had taken. You should help the poor. Then we must respect all religions, and we ought to look after our old parents. All 3 expressing obligation. Then we have past habit expressed through would or used to. He would go to the gym every evening, and they used to play cricket every evening. Both express past habit. So students, what have we seen? That different modal auxiliaries have different functions, but a particular function also can be expressed by different modal auxiliaries. So keeping this in mind, we are now going to go to the exercises. First one, identify the modal auxiliaries and write what they denote, or the mode that they express, or the functions that they show. So this could be the question. Let's take an example. But first and foremost, to answer this question, the students must know the functions of the modal auxiliary. So what is the requisite for answering such a question? To know the functions of different modal auxiliaries, which we have already seen, students. Okay, let's take the first one. You can also drink from it. Now, first and foremost, to identify the modal auxiliary, we know that whenever there are 2 verbs, the first one is modal auxiliary. But by now, we know the list of modal auxiliaries: can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should, must, ought to, used to, need, dare. Students, you have to know the list well. And by looking at the sentence, you can immediately recognize that can is a modal auxiliary. Students, here, to recap, what are the 2 functions of can that we have seen earlier? Ability and permission. But here, what is it? Is it ability or is it permission? Students, you can drink from it. Definitely, it is showing ability. So what is the answer? That can expresses ability. Next one. I would get bored and feel sleepy. Now, look at the functions of would. Habitual action in the past. Polite request, definitely it is not that. Otto would shake hands, that is possibility. So even this is not the case here. She told him that she would, so it is not even indirect speech. That means the only thing that is possible here is habitual action in the past. Next one, students. I could still hear your sobs. Now, the modal auxiliaries could. Look at the various functions. Polite request, suggestion, past ability, permission, and possibility. What does this sound like, students? Definitely it is past ability. That means in the past, I could hear your sobs. So that is past ability. They might do so if threatened. Students, might is very easy to remember. Only 2 functions. 1, if it is indirect speech, then the the direct speech has may, which changes into might. But in this case, it is not, because you don't have something she said that. So it is not indirect speech. So what is remaining there? Of course, it is remote possibility, a far away possibility. So students, this is how we recognize a modal auxiliary and state the function. Now there could be another type of exercise. Replace the underlined modal auxiliary with another suitable auxiliary. Now students, how do we do that? A modal auxiliary has many functions. Similarly, a particular function can be expressed by different modal auxiliaries. We just saw this in the beginning of this module. Let's go on to solve the exercise. To answer this question, the student must know the different modal auxiliaries that can be used for a particular function. As I said, we've already seen that. Now, you should be punctual. Students, if you remember, here should is used to express obligation. Okay, you should be punctual. It's a duty. What are the different possibilities for obligation? See there, obligation, you can write should, you can write must, you can write ought to. So you can replace it with either must or ought to. And therefore the answer could be you ought to be punctual, or even you must be punctual. Students, must is generally used for compulsion or guess. So let's keep it as ought to over here. Next one, could you please help me with this? What does it sound like? Simple, students, it's a request, a polite request. And again, you can see polite request, we have three possibilities here: could, will, would. Could is already used, so you can replace it with either will or would. In this case, what have we taken? Would you please help me with this? You can also write, will you please help me with this? Both are correct. Next one. He used to watch a movie every Saturday before he got married. Now students, this is something he used to do in the past. So what is it? It is past habit. And again, for past habit, we have two options there. You could use used to, which is already there, or even would is used to show past habit. So what do we replace it with? We replace it with would. He would watch a movie every Saturday before he got married. Students, that's how easy modal auxiliaries is once you learn the functions of modal auxiliaries. Thank you.